Hi everybody, and welcome to my 7th episode of Behind the Beats with TRIOS. Tonight we've got local legend and Indige Queen Morgan, aka MYNXY. It's a pleasure to have her here, and we've got a great show coming up for you. So Morgan, we'll get this started.
Sure.
What was your gateway to electronic music? What were you listening to before then?
So like growing up, like I did a lot of opera. I did a lot of musical theater. So I think, and that's like what my dad liked and kind of surrounded me with too. So we were listening to a lot of classical, going to a lot of symphonies. And then I think theater, like musical theater, has so many elements of other styles that I started listening to theater. High school was a pretty big mix. It was a lot. I loved rock. Like I loved Nirvana. I loved Alice in Chains. I loved Led Zeppelin. I loved Pink Floyd. But then I guess I didn't realize I liked electronic music too. Like I started, going to like underground raves with my friends when we were quite young. And and I was really into like ATB and like Guetta. I loved Madonna, which also is electronic music.
Yeah.
But then I think the moment I really actually discovered electronic was when I was traveling in Australia, and I had a friend who had traveled the world, and he loaded up my iPod with just like, I think something like 80,000 random songs that everybody had loaded up this iPod. And from there, I really discovered like artists like Nero, like High Contrast, and just, that's where I really, really discovered it and realized what that was.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. And at which point did you decide that you wanted to really dive into being a DJ, producer, singer, and all that?
So basically, as soon as I heard a lot of this music, I was on a Greyhound bus traveling. I was like, I heard the female vocals, I heard the bass lines, and I was like, okay, I want to sing and write and make stuff like this. So that's when I decided I really wanted to write and create my own music. And then I went to school, and because I like trying to do it all on my own, I realized like I don't really know what I'm doing. So I did go to school. When I was in school, so we were learning very old school stuff, like recording on SSL consoles, recording to tape, learning Pro Tools, doing all the editing and everything like that, mix downs. And people just knew that I was like going to a lot of shows and really seemed to like a lot of the music that I was discovering at the time. So people would pay me money to burn them CDs.
Oh.
And then one day, my friend at the time, Maggie Davidson, actually, I think she just sent me a message and was like, "Can you DJ?" And I was like, I don't see why I couldn't. Like, I can already run all this electronic gear. I already am mixing these together. And then I had somebody give me a rundown. And then about a month later, I got a controller and just kind of learned from there.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
So there wasn't really, I'd say like making music and creating music and performing music was always number one. And there was never a specific moment I was like, I want to like DJ, but it kind of just fell and fit what I was doing. So it just kind of happened pretty naturally.
You kind of just kind of fell into the whole thing.
Yeah.
Naturally, it seems like.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we even get to the second question, we've got a donut tasting because she is the donut queen. And if you'll just hold on a moment, I'll get the donuts.
Okay.
All right, so let's get the table here, and
cool.
That's your water. You feel free to
All right.
stay hydrated, and I'll take a photo from above, and then I'll just put it on the video. But
okay,
what we have here is eggnog snowball, and then the Grinch, chocolate sprinkles, London fog, and caramel pecan. So which one would you like to try first?
I'm thinking like we start with the eggnog, like almost like they do with wine, like move our way from maybe like the lightest to like the strongest.
Sounds good. And in the spirit of the holidays, we can get the eggnog started.
I mean, I like how gooey that frosting is. It almost looks marshmallowy, but I don't know.
Yeah, this one is from Lucky's Donuts.
Okay.
And so is the Grinch. And then the other 3 are from Brecca, which is, I love Brecca. Not just because they're 24 hours, but their baked goods, just so good. And if I ever need to go somewhere really early in the morning, Brecca's really good for like get a panini in the morning, and it's always a good choice. All right, so let's give that a try.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely does not look like they shorted us on any filling. It's really good.
Yeah. It's a good mix of flavors.
It is really good.
Okay. So, tell us about your very first DJ gig.
Okay, wait, I'm gonna finish this.
I'm gonna finish this too.
Like, this is the part where I have to let them watch us eat donuts.
Yeah. Well, it's like, when you're. I personally don't feel super comfortable having people watching me eat. Like, let's say you come in late at a dinner and people are already eating, and then you're like eating. It's like, oh man, I feel so bad. Like, you're all watching me eat, but it's okay. It's for a podcast. It's fine.
Yeah, I've got used to it just from like eating on camera on the Donut Diaries. But even then, it's so funny because sometimes I'm just like, oh, that looks so suggestive, or that looks so weird, or like. I'm like, okay, let's maybe not make eye contact while we bite into it, sometimes.
Yeah, I got
you have some donut, like, right here.
Oh, yeah? Just as you were saying?
You have, it's white. So you might want to wipe it up. But it's up to you.
Perfect.
It's different
Perfect.
podcast. Different podcast.
So, yeah, tell us about your first DJ gig.
Yeah, so I guess it kind of continues on from there. So I think the reason, like, Maggie asked me at the time was because she wanted to do a contest to bring in more female DJs to Blueprint at the time. So she's like, hey, we're going to have a contest. Basically it was, you would record a mix and then they would judge it, and then the winners would get to compete essentially at MIA. And then the winner would get a spot for Toki Monster. So that was technically like my first official-ish club booking. And then I didn't win, but I got runner-up, and then I was able to do like the first opening slot, and then the winner got, the direct, and then it was Toki. So that was cool. Yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, just kind of, again, sort of just happened kind of naturally, and then Femme Fatale kind of became a regular thing in Vancouver for a while, so that was really fun. That gave us all of us a lot of experience.
Yeah. And how did you get into Femme Fatale?
So that was so the contest was called like Femme Fatale. So then kind of from that contest, a lot of like female identifying artists at the time were discovered, and then we were kind of just doing regular nights, discovering more people, and yeah, it was just it was a fun period.
Cool. Have you ever been to MIA when it was Shine?
One time, and I believe it was like my high school grad party.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, and that was literally the only time. So like, we wouldn't even have been like legal yet. Like, I don't even think they wouldn't have been serving us alcohol even. It literally would have been like, we just had the club. So I did. So it's like, I kind of remember what it looked like a little bit. Definitely MIA changed it up quite a bit. Oh yeah,
they really did, because now it's on the side entrance, when previous to that you would go in right at the corner of the building, right where was it Water and Cordova Street? I just say Cordova, yeah, Cordova Street met. And going into MIA for the first time, it was very weird, like, because the hallway wasn't there from going in, and it's these clubs, when they change owners, it's so many places have different names, but it's the same place. Like Sonar used to be, is now, what is it now? Then it became Rain, and yeah, like a lot of the clubs of yesteryear are just either a different name or not even a club anymore. So it's crazy how these venues evolve over time.
Well, even MIA is not MIA anymore.
Oh, is it?
I don't remember the name. I haven't been.
I think it's Ombre. I'm not sure.
It looks just like a totally different thing. Like, because I don't even feel like I know anyone that's like, I don't think I even know anyone personally who's like played there.
Yeah.
Or like, but so I don't really know what's going on there.
Maybe they don't play electronic music. Maybe it's like top 40 hip hop.
No idea.
Yeah.
We'll have to go creep and see. I don't know.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, having said that, what do you like most and least about this local music industry?
I think what I love the most is definitely the people. Mm-hmm. Like, I love meeting people who come to my sets. If I play out of town, like just connecting with people, like that's honestly my favorite part.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about the least?
I mean, I think there's a lot of dark sides to the music industry. Mm-hmm. I think, what really bothers me is there's a lot of really, am I allowed to swear?
Yeah.
There's a lot of really shitty people in this industry.
Yep.
And that can be any gender, but in particularly, there's a lot of shitty men, and there's a lot of men that have, I think we even know there's really big, like on the local level and on the grand level, there are still artists that we know or people who work in the industry that harm others and yet are still supported.
Yeah.
And I think that is my least favorite part.
Yeah, it is really sad. And but on the flip side, there's projects like Good Night Out that are really working to change the landscape of the local nightlife industry, which I'm really stoked about that. But we still definitely have a lot more work to do.
There's a lot of work because yes, like Good Night Out, obviously doing amazing work, but I think beyond that, it's up to every single individual promoter and artist to make sure that they're not allowing these people in their venues or in those communities, because
and giving them a platform.
100%.
A lot of it is, I see that many would just want to maintain the status quo, and the status quo often is like, oh, who can bring the most people, and some of the shittiest people can really make a big pull, and that's the unfortunate part, because these types, they can be. They can put up a front of being really, nice and sincere and all that, but what happens behind closed doors that many of their fans and network don't see is the darkest part of all. And like it's tough to navigate that, because sometimes like it could be like a homie of a homie, or and then it hits home, and then you're having to ask yourself, like, okay, this goes against my morals and values, and so how am I going to act accordingly? Am I going to kind of look the other way, or am I going to take a stand and really be part of the change that I want to see in this scene?
And for me, like, I'm very strict about that. Like, if someone's like, hey, can you be part of this lineup? I'm like, I want to see every single person that is on this lineup, because if I'm inviting my friends and my followers to a show, I don't want like somebody that they've told me who's abused them to be there. Yeah. That's not safe. Like, I don't want them in there. I would rather not have them than have like more people there. I'd rather have good people around me, and like that's just something that like I stand for, because like the people that I've connected with and love, they're more important to me than some person in a position of power that abuses it,
or the money that comes with that potential DJ gig. It's just
it's not worth it to me. Like, I care too much about those people if I know, and you obviously can't control every single person. You don't know every single person in there, but if you know something, I would rather do what I know in my heart is right. Not everybody's like that. Some people would rather have the clout. Rather climb that ladder, and that's okay. Yeah, they can teach their own.
Exactly, they can do their thing, and like they can. You just got to stay in your lane, and others that are showing problematic behavior. They might gain success in in their own right or whatever, but like that's cool. Like you can still do whatever it is you do, but I'm just not going to be a part of it. And and if there's something that I can do that to keep my network safe, and if that's to stay away from you, then that's what it takes. Then yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a no-brainer for some, and but unfortunately not for others.
Yeah, everybody has different values, and I think, we go out to dance to feel good and let go of whatever actual fucked up things are happening. Like, I'd rather not.
Yeah.
Make it on the area that you're supposed to feel free and happy.
Yeah, and peaceful. Safe. Like we're going to these events so that we can sometimes forget about the troubles of our daily life, and if we're going there and there's even more stressors, like then it's counterproductive, So yeah. That's cool. All right, so before the next question, which one would you like to try next?
Let's try this Grinch thing.
All right.
I'm curious because like this green could be anything. Like it could be wasabi. Right? It could be.
Oh, hopefully it's not wasabi.
Guacamole. I don't.
I'm gonna cut right through the heart in true Grinch fashion.
Okay.
Let's do it. Okay. And then, cutting this donut is harder than I expected it.
I know. I'm like, do I put my hand there? And
yeah, right.
I don't know.
Maybe if you want to hold that side, and then I'll cut right here.
Okay.
Oh my goodness! I'm like butchering it. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Let's give it a go.
Let's give it a go. I can't tell what this frosting is, but I feel like it has a tiny bit of spice.
Really?
Or am I tripping?
Oh, yeah, I taste it now. A little bit of a kick. Maybe that's why they call it the Grinch.
The Grinch, maybe. Yeah, it's like sweet with a little bit of like jalapeno or something.
I think you might be right there. Yeah. Okay.
It's really moist though, the actual like dough part. I don't know why I did that.
Okay.
Was this also a Lucky's one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lucky's.
Yeah, they taste really fresh.
I during my lunch today, I had to run out and pick up the donuts, and thankfully neither Lucky's or Brecca were very busy, so I was able to come back in time and made it work. But from the beginning, I knew that if I was gonna get Morgan on the show, we had to do something donut themed. So
yep, awesome. No, it's a great surprise.
Okay. So, can you share with us a little bit about your Indigenous background?
Like what part?
Well, there's Indigenous covers so much, right? So, let's say heritage, lineage.
I mean, yeah, like I'm Native and I have status. So that's kind of all I can really say about that, unless you want to be more specific about that.
Well, I mean, whatever you're comfortable sharing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very like heavy, like weighted question that could go a whole bunch of like different ways. Okay. Yeah.
Well.
So if you like, was there something specific about that you wanted to know?
Maybe not so specific. I'm just I like to learn about Indigenous people as much as I can directly from Indigenous people, and not from like colonial educational resources. So the more that I converse and learn from Indigenous people, the better I would think. So if you're Métis, like how is everyone from your family tree Métis? Is there any?
So I'm not Métis.
Oh, sorry.
So I'm not Métis. But yeah, so it's an interesting question. Like, I mean, usually if people ask, they'll they'll ask like specifically like, do you know what nation you're from? Or like maybe they'll have like even more specific questions about that, like mom's side, dad's side. In terms of learning from Indigenous people, I mean, I'd say be very careful, because like Indigenous history is tied to a lot of trauma, and it is definitely not up to Indigenous people to educate people on that. It's very much up to using the resources you can and learning as much as you can, because asking anybody from Indigenous culture can really lead to, it's all related to a lot of different things, and a lot of them are very traumatic, and a lot of them people are trying to heal, and it's just related, can just really relate to a lot of things. And talking about trauma and history can be re-triggering for a lot of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll leave it at that. I'll respect your position, and my apologies if I had overstepped in any way.
Yeah.
So let's go to the next question. You, as I said earlier, you are a producer, singer, and also a mobile DJ. So how do you typically get your bookings through your mobile DJing?
Yeah, so I started out working with an agency. And then over the year, like kind of recently, I just decided to kind of go more independent. For a while, I was doing both, stuff with an agency, stuff independent. But generally, like, you know, I have my separate websites and my separate brands and my separate TikTok and all of those things. But I think really honestly, most of my bookings are through word of mouth, or people who saw me play somewhere. So they saw me in a mall, they liked the music, and we connect pretty organically, which works pretty good for me because I'm a team of one person. So, you know, I don't want to be having volumes and volumes and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of, like, I can't physically do that. So I definitely enjoy organically connecting with clients and making sure that we generally vibe. And if they've seen me play, then I know their vibe. I know, like, we know each other's vibe and energy, and kind of work from there. So,
okay.
Yeah.
What was the most, what was the oddest song request you've ever gotten?
I don't know. People sometimes, I don't know. There's definitely a lot of requests I just don't understand because people are drinking. So, but, you know, like I had someone come up and be like, can you play like a traditional German song? And I'll be like, I don't even know. Maybe I have one, but off the top of my head, I'm like, I can't even name one. You're like, I don't know. Can you be more specific? Like sometimes people just say that without even a title, and you're like, I don't know.
Yeah. And
then they sometimes will be really offended, and you're like, I don't know. I grew up in like Vancouver. I don't know the traditional, like sometimes it can just be very, very random. Yeah. Or sometimes it's just stuff that's like very much, you're like, I don't think it's a bad song. I just don't know if anyone else here but you would know this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had, back when I would also do mobile DJ, I've had people ask me, oh, can I just plug in my iPod or something? And it's like, okay, you wanna just jump in then and just play the rest of the night? That's cool with me, you know? And
yeah,
it's kind of I at some point learned that there are artistic gigs, and then there is the mobile / corporate gigs. And there was a time when I wouldn't take any song requests, even for my mobile DJ gigs, like for weddings and Christmas parties. And because I had started out primarily as like an artistic DJ, right? So then it got to the point where I was like, okay, you know what? I need to kind of let go of the notion that this is an artistic type gig where, you know, I'm playing as TRIOS. Like when I do my mobile gigs, I'm not being booked as TRIOS. I'm just kind of more or less being booked as a human jukebox in most cases, you know. And that's when my gigs would go a lot better, when I kind of let go of that. Okay, like I didn't stick to my guns with the whole artistic thing, because there's a time and place for that, you know. So if I'm booked as TRIOS, then I have full creative freedom. I can play whatever I want. And then these corporate gigs, you're getting booked because, you know, these people want something that they hear on the radio that they can sing along to, that kind of stuff. So it took some time, but
yeah, for me, it really depends on the clients. Like for weddings, so like if I do meet with a couple and let's say they met at celebrities or they met raving. I might be like, how old do we want to go? How new do we want to go? Do we want to target your older family members, or are we like, fuck them? Like they'll just, you know what I mean? So I try to gauge a little bit. And sometimes like, and I do ask, I'll be like, do you want me to take requests? And my method is I have people write it down on a clipboard because I can't hear anything, you know? And then I tell them I'll filter through. If we're playing Biggie and someone requests Mariah Carey, great. Like this is gonna blend, or top 40, you can blend that. But you know, if you're playing that and someone if you're playing house, but someone wants like AC/DC, you might be like, okay, maybe we'll do that like later when like those we'll just wait. Or if it's just something that's going to kill the dance floor, I won't. But I also ask like, or is it really important to you that everybody's requests are played? I also usually ask for a top 10 from the couple. So I do let them know, like, if I start taking requests as well, the chance of like those songs that you really, really want kind of lessens. So then I also ask, or would you rather that I just don't take requests and kind of see what they want?
Right.
So yeah, so kind of trying to gauge kind of what they think. Because some people are like, no, like my family's gonna request stuff we want house music tonight, we want 90s. So like then I'll be like, okay, so we won't do requests. But
there's a real like tailor-made aspect to these types of gigs too, right?
Yeah.
I would say that it can take a lot more work with these types, because the interests of the crowd can vary so much more, right? Because when people go to, let's say, a club gig, they more or less know what to expect, right? Whereas with like a wedding or a corporate gig, you've got people from all walks of life, you've got young people, you've got old people, different backgrounds, and they can ask for all sorts of stuff, right?
Totally. Like with a club booking, generally, like if you're opening for Cargon City or drum and bass, you kind of know what you're going to play before a little bit. You might have different energies, you know, like, or like that, but you kind of know. But for corporate and wedding, like you can prep, but honestly, it's like once you actually see this room of 100 to 200 people that you've never met in your life, then you kind of gauge from there. It's a little bit more unpredictable. You never know. Like, so...
Yeah, it is a mixed bag.
You truly have to read it, and every crowd is different. There's going to be, I'd say particularly more in corporate, like the Christmas party or the company party crowds. It can be like either they're really uncomfortable and you can tell like they don't want to let loose in front of their coworkers, but the smaller companies, sometimes they're like on stage with me, they're like around, like, you know, they're just having fun. Like, you just never know. Like, you take any like random group, it's always going to be totally different energy depending on the crowd. So that can take a lot from you too. Like you're just like I very much sponge in the rooms around me, so it can just be a lot of energy to try and read.
Awesome. All right, question number 6. Let's choose another donut. Which one would you like next?
Let's go with the Earl Grey. Is that what it was? Or London Fog?
London Fog, yeah.
It looks very purple.
Yeah, right? Okay. Do you want to hold that side there? Okay. And then I'll cut that. And then I'll cut this. Okay. Awesome. Okay.
All right.
Got a little bit of the Grinch on. Was this
the one from Brecca?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's from Brecca. Oop.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Like floral, right? Like lavender?
I'm not huge on like super decadent stuff, so this one I think is so far my favorite.
Fair.
Yeah.
I mean, like this one you like could have for breakfast. Like the icing is sweet, but it's more dropping icing, but like, yeah.
Yeah, it's I think the flavoring is more complex. Okay. So, number 6, would you mind giving us a peek into your neurodivergent journey? How has it affected your daily life and your musical career?
So yeah, I kind of always knew I had something. Like, you know, I had trouble in school, but I wasn't dumb. I was going through testing, but they just never really classified it as ADHD. They were like, oh, maybe she has like auditory processing, or she'll just need more time. I was still prescribed Ritalin, but Ritalin it just makes you feel it just felt weird. I was like, I don't like it. So I spent pretty much my whole life unmedicated. And it wasn't until last January where I actually began medication. And I think you don't really know. I think the medication, especially when you have ADHD, it affects a lot more than just your focus. It's going to stabilize your mood. It's helping you do functional things like not feeling overwhelmed about showering or eating. So it affects a lot of things that you have struggled with maybe your whole life that you just didn't realize could have been solved with the medication. But obviously everybody is going to respond to medication differently. So ADHD, especially in women, wasn't really properly diagnosed for a very long time. It was very much seen as the boy in the classroom that's, has a lot of energy and fidgety and talking and like getting out of their seat. But like in women, often the symptoms can look different. So for me, I was always drawing in my notebooks, always drawing, always had pens and paper, which will get you in trouble because they think you're not focusing, but that's how I would focus. Just, studying and studying and studying for a test, knowing it all the night before, and then in the morning just being like, I don't remember any of it. Wow. Because your brain just learns differently. And that can be very frustrating. So that can definitely, I think when you don't know what you have, but you're comparing yourself to other people, or other people have the same expectations as you as other people, that really affects your mental health. That affects your anxiety and what you think of yourself, because you're like, why is everyone else able to just read through that, know it all, memorize it, and I'm up till 2 a.m. trying to do the same thing or finish the same projects. Yeah. And so I think that's like a really big thing. I think even just learning and actually getting a proper diagnosis kind of gave me the ability to look back on my entire life and be like, that all makes so much more sense.
Yeah. It must be like, that's the word that I was reaching for, is it must be so frustrating for professionals to be dismissing your symptoms and what you're actually going through, because there's little to nothing actually known about ADHD symptoms and for women, right? So you're not treated the same as a guy with ADHD would be, because it's just not as known, and not as much research is invested in that. Yeah.
So what becomes really sort of dangerous and even more difficult is because you're not really getting a diagnosis. You've spent your whole life masking these symptoms, which you're reading how other people are behaving. Other people's, that you're friends with, personalities kind of become your personalities. Like you kind of mold yourself to the people you're around, because you're just trying to figure out how to work like other people, or figure out situations, hiding symptoms, and just trying to so you're it's different. So that makes it, it makes you burn out, makes you tired. Right. It's exhausting. It's really exhausting. But because you become so good at masking, people may not think anything's wrong with you. It can be very much almost be like a silent disability in a way that people don't realize.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds really tough.
Yeah. But I think it's definitely, more women are getting diagnosed now. It's very similar with autism as well, and a lot of women as well. They're just so good at masking that often they just don't get diagnosed or go under the radar. So,
and many people wouldn't even notice that there is something different about someone, because, like you said, it can be invisible. And because of masking, and some can do it really well because they've been, doing it their whole lives, right? That
Yeah.
you just really never know what's going on with a person.
And because you don't know, and other people don't know, like if you just suddenly withdraw because you're burnt out, they just think, oh, you're being a bad friend, or you're not interested in me. You don't see somebody and you have a new friend, and it's not that you don't love your old friends, you just genuinely kind of forgot about them. And like in ADHD time, you just don't even notice. You're like, oh, I just blinked. Oh yeah, my friend. But your friend is like, yo, you haven't replied to my messages in 3 to 6 months. And you're like, I didn't even like you. But to you that feels the same. But to other people, it's different. So I think that's a big thing too. So at least if you kind of are aware of it, or other people are aware of it, hopefully doesn't mean the things that you do aren't going to like accidentally hurt other people. People's feelings are valid, but at least there's a little bit of reasoning and hopefully a little bit of understanding or awareness.
Yeah. That's kind of a reminder for everyone, and myself included, that you really never know what a person could be going through. So just err on the side of being patient and understanding, even if you don't understand what could be going on. Just extend that grace, and it could really go a long way, especially with personal relationships.
Yeah, and the interesting thing too, especially with people who like are neurodivergent, like if you have a lot of friends that have ADHD, we tend to flock together as well. So I mean, the benefit of that is a lot of my friends do have ADHD, so we're pretty understanding and kind of know that. So that helps, especially having other allies that understand.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we've been eating donuts, and your answer doesn't have to be one from this array, but what's the best donut you've ever had?
I think my favorite local donut would probably just be, I think it's just the plain honey one from Honey's Donuts in Deep Cove.
Yeah.
Have you had them?
I've had donuts from Honey's, but not that one.
Yeah, so like the one in Deep Cove, like it's often lined up, but you get your donut. It's so thick. It'll be probably the thickest donut you'll ever get, but they're hot. Like they're serving you a fresh, hot donut. Like they're so good. Yeah, I think they only have like 2 or 3 flavors, but that's all they need.
Sometimes less is more.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And now, before we get to question 8, which donut would you like to try next?
Let's try the chocolate one.
I had a feeling that you were saving the caramel pecan one for last.
I love caramel, so I feel like I'm just like, maybe I'll let that be like the lingering flavor.
Yeah.
Do you need, okay.
Yes, please. Thank you. All right, and then pick which side you want.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Can't go wrong with sprinkles.
Yeah. That is really good.
Oh, it's a classic flavor.
They put a lot of like the icing's a lot thicker than you think. You know?
Yeah, I noticed that. And I only now notice the Christmas colors.
Oh, really?
And the sprinkles.
What colors did you think they were?
I don't know. I focused more on the chocolate than the sprinkles. I don't usually have stuff with sprinkles on it.
No.
And so I saw the chocolate and I was like, okay, chocolate.
Fair.
All right. So tell us about your biggest DJ boo-boo.
Like performing or just career?
Or maybe you could, if one comes to mind that's just about your career, that's cool too.
I mean, I think, so we can kind of go do one for each. So in terms of, shortly actually after when I played that Femme Fatale set, I got somebody there was like, we need an opener for My New Lang. That club oh my gosh, I don't remember the name of the club that was at. I don't even think it's there anymore. But anyway, so I'm really excited, and I'm still pretty new to DJing, so I don't know how to play CDJs yet. So I brought my my SX Pioneer to open. And then I guess the power cable just died that day.
Oh no.
So I'm like, oh no. So my friends are like, they're all DJs and, they booked me for it. They're like, it's okay. we'll just, hook up your laptop, or like, I don't know if we put like, it was either a USB, we put the music on a USB, or a laptop, but we couldn't like properly analyze it for the CDJs. So they were like, I never played on CDJs before. They were like, don't worry, just, only mix at the beginning and the end of tracks so you can really hear and like line it up. And I somehow pulled off this set, but I realized in that moment, like, I need to learn how to play on CDJs. So I went home, went on YouTube, learned how to load a USB and like analyze it for Rekordbox, took that USB, went to Long and McQuaid, played on their CDJ setup until the store closed and they kicked me off then. And then the next week played in a club on CDJs.
Wow.
And so that was my biggest. I was like not knowing how to use any other gear, but I somehow did it. I somehow did it. I don't know how.
Wow.
It's kind of a blur. I think I was just in like adrenaline survival mode, but people were dancing. So
that was really nice of the staff at Long and McQuaid to let you use their equipment while at the store.
Yeah, it was like the display model, but I mean, yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I've told people to do that too. They're like, oh, I want to learn. I'm like, honestly, just like YouTube it and then just go to the store and just play on see what they have. Like,
wow. That's you're playing chess with that. Like most others would go through shelling out the money for the pioneers and then learning that way. And hey, when there's a will, there's a way, So
yeah, I mean, that's an expensive way to do it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And did you have an example that was like more career wise?
I think I think you really have to be careful about the people you surround yourself with in this industry. And I think particularly making sure that your relationships are healthy relationships, that they're not toxic relationships, that the people you are with like really support you. I think I spent a lot of time with people who were not healthy for me, and that can be very isolating.
Yeah.
So that's definitely, it's just something to learn from and something that now I try to really focus on. And if I see a relationship or a friendship is not working for me or isn't is just, I can just tell like, hey, this isn't working, or I don't want to be treated this way. Like I let it go.
Yeah, it's a hard lesson sometimes, but I mean, then you're able to spot those red flags sooner as you learn, right?
You try. People, I don't know, like you do your best, and I feel like there's never going to be you just also have to accept like sometimes you are going to like let people in that aren't good, but yeah, like just trying to identify it or just really being honest with yourself, because if you keep that energy around, then there isn't room for positive energies to find you.
Yeah. That is sage advice for sure, and not one I was expecting, not the kind of answer I was expecting to hear, but I'm glad that you were able to offer that, because usually it's just a performance type example, but that really it's so important. How you there's a saying that goes, show me who your friends are and I'll show you who you are. So that's something that you people at home can really take into account, because it can make or break not just your career, but also your mental health, right?
100%. If your mental health, like, you always have to take care of your mental health first. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not everybody's going to understand when you're taking care of yourself in that way, but at the end of the day, it's you have to, your own health, like health is wealth, right? And you gotta, as long as you're not harming anybody directly or knowingly, taking care of yourself, really, then you're able to be the best person for your loved ones and your friends and family.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. I feel like we touched on the number 9 already, because that was some sage advice. But would you have any other advice for aspiring DJs, producers?
I think like beyond personal relationships, really finding other people that you really trust with your music. I think music really is community, and I think a lot of artists in any industry spend a lot of their time comparing or feeling jealous, and I think it's the wrong mindset to have. I think you should just support people. You can learn from people. You can be like, wow, that person did this. Like, let me, analyze what they did and maybe implement some of those things yourself. I think that's different. It's a healthy way, I think, to compare a little bit, but also accepting your journey might just be different. But yeah, like just really finding good people that you trust and a good community of people and reaching out to people and just finding that network and just genuinely supporting people. Don't be shallow, like just genuinely support, because supporting other people is not going to take away from anything you're doing ever.
That's right.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. And so before we get to our last question, we're going to get to our last donut.
All right.
And you know what I'll do is let's turn this so you can get the more of the pecan side.
Okay, like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll
like
cut it
that.
like this. Yeah,
like
yeah. And then
way.
you can take that quarter there. Okay. All right. And then I'll cut it like this. If you want to turn a little bit, there you go. And I'll cut this. Awesome.
Okay.
Okay.
And this is Brecca too?
Mm-hmm.
This one's really good.
Yeah.
I really like this one.
Mm-hmm. Would you say it's your favorite of the 5?
I think so.
No. Mm-hmm. And for something that's caramel, it's not too sweet either.
It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't know. It makes you feel warm inside, but it's like, I don't know what it is. I can't describe it.
Mm. Yeah.
We're gonna watch this and just be like, oh, they're just eating. You came in at the wrong moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just chilling, enjoying some donuts. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, so our last question is, do you have any projects for the new year that you're able to talk about with us?
I definitely have projects I'm working on. I don't know when they'll be ready or when they'll be released, but I've been definitely writing a lot and growing a lot, and definitely in my sound, I think. So I am excited to be releasing things when they are ready and like really strong. And I know like I have Goddard coming up in March. So like my goal will be, maybe I have to say it on camera so I'm accountable, is to have like one of the songs done for that set, which is actually really funny. When I got booked for Goddard, I was like instantly accepted it because one of the tracks that I was really referencing and picking apart for the song that I really want to have ready by next year might be playable by March. I don't know if it'll be released because that's a whole thing,
yeah.
but was a Goddard track. So I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah, so that's kind of what's going on, and I think we'll just sort of see what happens.
Exciting.
Yeah, it's always the music for me, so that's really where I'm like putting a lot of my energy right now.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and your experience and insight with us. We've got an exclusive set from MYNXY. Can you tell us a little bit about what we can expect to hear from your DJ set?
Yeah, so I've just been on a little bit of like a drum and bass journey right now, so I think I'm gonna play some stuff and sort of just see what happens. But we'll see.
We love drum and bass in this house, so we're excited to have that.
Cool.
All right, well, thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll catch you next time, and stay tuned for this exclusive set from MYNXY.
Cool.
It's just like jealousy. No one in the chilling to my tunes, neighbours complaining again. You lot knocking at my doors, really fucking up my zen. I take one look at my phone, I got texts from my friend telling me about this rave. I'm like, cool bro, where and when? Can I get in with balloons? He said, I know it depends. Called me back, I'm finding out, man, give me 10. Pack my stuff, get in my car, blasting tunes from start to end. Neighbours taking pics of me like I won't come and smash your lens. Point this middle finger at you like, what the fuck can you do? What? You can call the feds, I'll slam my door like F you too. What? I'm like, what's the matter? It's a banger or a tune. What? Me apologise, you crazy loon, ain't thought this through. What? Must be off your trolley, I don't bow down to nobody. What? Must be off your trolley, I don't bow down to nobody. What? Must be off your trolley, I don't bow down to nobody. But I'm trying to watch the Corey, well I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. I'm alive, what do you want me to say? Give me the mic, I run up on stage, I give him a flow, they give me a wave. Anytime I pick up the pace, ramming the place, getting it saved. Sending balloons, supplying the rave. Give me your five, I'll give you a taste. Breaking laws, I'm on a raise, F an award, give me the pay. Cash, give me the car, give me the yard that come with the leg. Give me a girl that give me a sloppy, give me a label that does it properly. This is work, this ain't a hobby, so I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. So I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. Yo, I'm chilling to my tunes, they were complaining again. You not knocking at my door, really fucking up my zen. I take one look at my phone, I got texts
Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me.
This is my life, this is my soul, this is my culture. I've been sculpturing the game like a sculpture. Mind erasement, that's MK Ultra. I'm the replacement, I need some patience. Patience, 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 patience. This is my life, this is my soul, this is my culture. Culture, culture, This is my life, this is my soul, this is my is my culture. I've been sculpturing the game like a sculpture. This is my life, this is my soul, this is my culture. Culture. This is my life, this is my soul, this is my culture. This is my life, this is my soul, this is my culture. I've been sculpturing the game like a sculpture. Mind erasement, that's MK Ultra. I'm the replacement, I need some patience. This is my life, this is my soul, this is my culture. MK Ultra. This is my life, 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 this is my life.
Wait up for me, I don't get lonely. Don't wait up for me, I don't get lonely. Lonely. I don't get lonely. I don't get lonely. Lonely. I don't get lonely. Wait up for me. I don't get lonely. Don't wait up for me. I don't get lonely. Lonely. I don't get lonely. Get low. Get lonely. I don't get lonely. should know, and you know what you got me so serious. You don't need to hit the ground running. Slow up, you're not made for this heat. Out of mind, maybe you decide we'll roll with it as it comes. Unravel the mystery. So plain to me, 'cause nothing ever skipped my beat like it does. I'm done with this history beat. Just skip to my beat. You fit, and then I hear your heart beat loud. Heart beating so loud. Heart beat. Are you ready to breathe this deep? Heart beat to pieces. Sound you make me. Are you ready to breathe this deep? Beat to pieces. Sound you make me. Take a look closer, come up to my speed. Destiny creeping out a tip on this shoulder. With no cover from storms in my sea. I begin to come and to carry this over. And I would happen to meant to be. I beat to your frequency like a drum. All under the waves of this heat. You fit to my deepest parts. And when I hear your heart beat loud. Heart beating so loud. Heart beat. Are you ready to breathe this deep? Heart beat to pieces. Sound you make me a stereo sound.
gravitate to the love, y'all.
place. Makes me feel my heart won't break. All I know, I'm gonna stay with you. I don't wanna lose it tonight, lose it tonight, lose this feeling. I don't wanna know what it's like, know what it's like to lose this feeling.